Center. I'll be going through in detail today how you can use the HealthTrac app. This is very similar to all the different features and functionalities that are on the HealthTrac website, but I'll just go ahead and give you a rundown of exactly what that looks like on the app. If you have any questions on things that I didn't go over, I'm going to go over kind of the basics here to get you started, and I would really encourage everybody to spend some time just to see all of the different things. It really just takes a little while, like anything else kind of in life or technology, to kind of play around with it, get in the habit of using it on the regular, so that then you can kind of figure out all the different features and capabilities and things like that. And then it just gets easier to use after that. So this is the sign-in page. If you'd like to choose Remember Me, just so it's easy access to get in, you're welcome to do that. If you don't want to do that, that is okay too. Just make sure that each time you remember your login and your password. So that goes for this app, the Fitbit app, and then also for the HealthTrac website, or for that matter, pretty much anything that you have to log into. So just to let you know, this is the dashboard. All the different kind of features or menus within the HealthTrac app are in blue, light blue, at the very bottom of my screen. And if you want to edit that, here are all the different options. You can actually prioritize certain things or just basically change the way that they're going to be listed on your dashboard. So the dashboard serves a couple of purposes. It's a quick way to capture some of this information, and it's really the main information that we are asking you to track on a daily basis. And it's really the most important stuff too when it comes to losing weight and keeping it off long term as well. So weight, you can go ahead and click on that. This is the place where you can see your weights kind of over the long haul, different time periods. Again, just please keep in mind with all of the different kind of numbers and information that you see on my screen, this is just a test account. Don't worry about these different numbers and things like that that are in there. This is just for me to show you the features. Yours will probably look much different, and that's the way it's supposed to be. Okay, all right. And then pounds to go, again, you can see that 200 right there. So that would be the goal weight that was set for this account. And then you'll be able to actually see in relation kind of where you are, where you're hoping to head in relation to what the different weights are that you are tracking every day. All right, exercise minutes. So again, once you have information here, and if I take it out a little bit further, I bet there we go. It'll actually show a graph here. You can see that data. All right, calories consumed. You can see that information as well. All right, and then with calories remaining, this is actually the place where you can go very quickly to enter what would be the planner, and this is where you can actually track specific foods or drinks that you are eating recent. So once you've been using this for a little while, the database and the app is going to know kind of what your frequent foods are, the things that you typically track and enter in there. At the very beginning, you're going to have to go ahead and search for all foods. Of course, also, if you eat something that you haven't had in a long time or haven't had while you've been on the program, or maybe something you've just literally never had, then you search for it in the all foods. So for instance, let's search like squash. It's a nice non-starchy vegetable there. All right, there we go. And basically what you want to do is find what's going to be the closest to what you had. So I'm not seeing anything. Okay, a Gerber squash. That could be pretty close, but let's just say you want to get real specific. You aren't really sure if this is exactly what you ate, like was it an acorn squash, a summer squash, spaghetti squash, whatever. So let's actually just get a little bit more specific here. Perfect. USDA, summer squash, all varieties, cooked, boiled, and drained. Yep, that would be about right. But let's just say also too, just pay attention. Maybe here I had one small squash. You can change it. So let's just say maybe you had like 3 squash diced up, and you cooked them, boiled them, drained them, and that's really what you had. Just keep in mind you can save that to favorites. You can take a photo of it if you'd like. Just keep it. Yep, you're seeing my laptop here. Just keep in mind you have to give HealthTrac access to your camera. All right, perfect. Hit the check mark, and now we'll go ahead and put that in there. Just one thing to show you too. So let's just say you're eating some type of food that's prepared or packaged, meaning it's got a barcode. Again, HealthTrac is going to ask to make sure that you have you've given it permission to use your camera. But what you would do is then essentially scan the barcode from whatever item you had. And actually, I'm glad I did this. I have something that I can test it on right now. Pardon the different movements of my phone here, but feel like it's always best. Yep, perfect. So that's exactly what I had. And let's say that this is something that I eat pretty often. A cheese ravioli, lean cuisine, only 250 calories. I didn't do it for breakfast because that wouldn't be very good for breakfast. But let's say that's one of the things that I had with lunch. And so you know what I'm going to do? And I could take a picture of it if I wanted to, but you know what? Barcode scanning is good enough. And then I'm going to hit the check mark and it's going to go ahead and be saved. Perfect. All right. So there we go. If you want to delete something, because honestly, I didn't have squash. There we go. It's deleted. Let's just say I want to look up something. Let's see if it's in my favorites. I had an orange. Oh, not there. Go ahead and look that up as well. And my orange was large. I'll go ahead and say it's a favorite. There we go. Perfect. Basically just pick the thing that's as close to what you consumed as possible. So, I mean, there may be some times where you're just not totally sure. Some people will kind of just overestimate just to be sure. Like my orange could have been medium, but it might have been large. So I'm going to go ahead and just say, hey, let's err on the side of caution. It was probably about 90 calories, 80, 90 calories. And so I'm going to go with kind of the closest thing possible. And that's just fine. All right, perfect. So now I'm going to go back to my dashboard. If I want to look at walking steps, again, it's going to show, there we go, in relation to a goal, what I got on different months. Here it's better, you can actually see a weekly synopsis once you have tracked that. Water, same thing, you can track your water intake here and monitor it. Sleep hours, same thing, here you can actually look. And if you wanted to actually go ahead and track these things, that's where you would hit edit. So again, you see your goal, let's say about 7 hours would be pretty accurate. I'm gonna go ahead and hit done. There we go. Let's say there we go. All right. Since I don't have a Fitbit, everybody in this program will have a Fitbit, but since I don't, I'm gonna go ahead and put, I know I've gotten about 6,000 steps so far today. And I could just update it later if I wanted to, but I'm going to go ahead and just put that in. There we go. All right, so that's how you would actually add things in these various categories. For calories left, that will just take you right to the planner, and you'll be able to do it that way too. Learning modules. This is basically the same thing that you would see on the HealthTrac app, on the HealthTrac website, excuse me, and you'll be able to see the next modules that you have and access them. Here's where you can actually see, yep, this is the very first lesson where it will talk about the program, give you some basic information, and give you an outline about the different topics that we'll be covering in the lesson modules each week. In red is the various information that's accessible pertaining to the lessons in the HealthTrac Resource Center. So these are things that SetPoint Health has put together that can be really good kind of alternate or supplemental sources for a lot of the content that we talk about. And then they also just have other things that are in addition to what we have in our lesson modules. So here you go. You just click on the different categories. There's all sorts of information, as well as, again, kind of reminders, HealthTrac tutorials for basics. If you forget, or if you just need kind of reminders about how to use these different things and you don't maybe want to listen to a whole 15-minute video of the app or a 17-minute video of me going through the website, this is a really good resource right here, and it's called the Resource Center. Devices. Here's how you can actually sync your different devices. What everybody will be using here, Fitbit. So you go right here, and then you'd say what you want to sync. I don't want to do that with this test account, which is why I hit cancel. For everybody in this program, we're going to want to do, first you're going to want to link your Fitbit device. It'll go through all of that. Again, like I was saying, you'll need to remember your Fitbit email and password. You can do Remember Me as something to kind of help make it easier to get back in. But everybody's going to want to sync their steps, exercise, sleep, and potentially nutrition. For everybody, what we would recommend is you pick one place to track your nutrition, one place to track your weight, and everybody's scale should automatically sync to HealthTrac. So that should actually be something that you can track on a daily basis. It'll go to the website, it'll go to the HealthTrac app without you having to do anything other than step on it. So that should be something that you don't even have to think. We will do that for you. But the one thing you just want to make sure is if you're tracking your nutrition, you want to make sure that you were tracking it just using one thing. Otherwise, the HealthTrac system will get confused. So you either want to track it using HealthTrac, and that could be the website and or the HealthTrac app, or you want to track your nutrition and Fitbit. Whatever works best for you. If you want to talk with us about the different options, that's just fine to get yourself kind of on a plan that you know will work. No problem. Main thing is you just want this data coming in from one source, which kind of, it makes sense if you think about it. Support. So if you have questions or video tutorials, frequently asked questions, let's just say there's something wrong with the actual kind of app itself, so like the software. And again, you know, the Weight Management Center, we didn't make it. SetPoint Health made it. And so this is where you can actually pick different categories, even like to improve the app, finding foods, linking devices, eating plans. We would really be best able to answer those questions. Same thing with appointments. You'll be getting feedback from us on a routine basis, so not a problem. But and then other questions, mainly technical issues. This is kind of a good place to put any technical issues. Then you can actually type them out here. I didn't do it, obviously. And then I won't do it now because I don't want to send them anything if it's not an actual issue, but you just hit that little, envelope in that very top corner. So those are all the features. The other thing that I want to show you is how, if you want to look at here's messages, here you go. So that new learning module. And if you want to type a message, so to my practice, so that would come probably to me or other people within the MUSC Weight Management Center, type in a subject, whatever you want, and then you can go ahead and type in your message. Again, same thing. Like the support feature, then what you would do is just hit that little envelope at the very top. And if you don't want to send anything, just go on back. Last thing, here's how you sign out, and there you go. So that's a tutorial of how you use the HealthTrac app. I hope it was in enough detail for everybody to get a good idea how to do it. If you have any other questions, please let us know. Thank you so much. Bye.